Square Garden. Georgetown with the home court advantage given the Big East relationship with this building. First half, Jason Clark faking the help on the drive. We're going to illustrate here. He's going to force the kick out, but then Clark steps in the passing lane and gets the steal. And he finishes the deal. Georgetown up 1. Greg Monroe pushed play and record on the VCR at his home. Oh, wait, I'm the only one with the VCR still. Georgetown up 4. Monroe. Spinning baseline, reverse layup and the foul, and he'd make the free throw. Later in the half, he's feeling it. The drive and the finish, he had 14 in the half. Georgetown up 8 at the break. We go second half. Butler down 10. Shelvin Mack kicking out Gordon Hayward. Give me 3 steps. 12-2 Butler run. Hayward finished with 24, but Monroe, the Monroe doctrine. Here's how it went. Career highs, 24 points, 15 rebounds. Georgetown wins it 72-65. They're 7-0.
Pittsburgh taking on Indiana in the nightcap of the Jimmy V Classic. Tom Crean's Hoosiers had lost 4 of 5. Pittsburgh came in 7-1. That made the result a bit of a surprise. Check out Ashton Gibbs. He can shoot it from deep. Step back jumper. Another three-pointer. And then another three-pointer. I think you get the idea. Gibbs scored 12 straight Pittsburgh points in the first half. He was doing his thing. Meanwhile, Indiana starting point guard Jeremiah Rivers getting his back massaged on the sidelines in the first half. Just like Neil during commercial breaks, he would head to the locker room early in the first half. Verdell Jones finds him for the alley-oop. Indiana up 6, and then Bobby Capobianco finishes with the nice assist from Rivers. Indiana up 17. Minute and a half to go. Winning time. Indiana up 8, and Verdell Jones the third. Part of his 22 points. Crean gets his 200th win as Indiana wins.
How about 24th ranked Vandy at Iowa? You got Kevin Stallings and Bruce Weber, the two coaches. They were together at Purdue in the 80s on Gene Cady's staff. Brandon Paul, no look to Mike Davis. And Illinois is up big early. Okay, now watch this. Watch Illinois beat the full court press. I say watch it, and of course you're watching it. We're on television. 3 passes, 4 passes, and then the pass inside. Every Illini player touched the ball. Mike Tisdale finishes. Ralph Miller up in the skybox and be proud. Later in the first half, Dimitri McCamey on the baseline. Vanderbilt flat-footed. Vanderbilt's a ranked team in this game. Illinois up 7. DJ Richardson as the shot clock expires. Back up 10. The freshman had 16. And then Jeff Jordan, the 3. Illinois
his dad is, though.
Yeah, his daddy was pretty good. Wore 23, I believe. 11-2 run. Bill Cole, backdoor man, finishes with the two-handed slam. Illinois beats Vanderbilt, 79-68. BYU hosting Arizona State. Herb Sendek, of course, your ASU coach. Tyler Haas, 3 at the buzzer. First half, he had 17 and 11. BYU 5 of 11 from 3 in the first half. Arizona State 0 for 5. Wasn't their court. Ty Abbott going to make it a 6-point deficit for ASU. And then Jackson Emery going to make a 6-point lead, a 9-point lead. He had 17 on 5 of 9 from 3. How about Ray Hard's Kuksix for the 3? BYU's lead down to 6. And then Jonathan Tavernari spinning and grinning hits the jumper. And the Cougars, they win it 81-68. Marquette in Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Buzz Williams, there he is. First half, Marquette up 4. David Kubion finds Jimmy Butler. Oh, yeah, Jimmy played pretty good. Butler would make the free throw. Marquette up 7. Darius Johnson owed him the loose ball, and check out Jimmy's shoes. Marquette up 11. Second half, Marquette 8. Butler. Kick out to Johnson Odom. He finished the game with 15 points, but it's all about Jimmy. Just ask Jimmy. And the free throw. Jimmy finished with 19 points. Marquette wins 71-51.
Garden. And you're looking at the Great Wall of Lexington, John Wall. Let's see what his coach had to say on PTI about him.
John Wall, who everybody's talking about already, John, is your 3rd great freshman point guard in a row, following Tyreke Evans and Derrick Rose before that. Is it fair to put John Wall even in that company?
I hate to tell you, yeah. He's at this stage, he's farther along.
It looks like he's got a little secret. Well, let's see. Wall with Eric Bledsoe. Back to Wall. He's got hops. Kid looks good. Take another look. Very athletic. Out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Heck of a game, though, because he took on Kemba Walker out of New York City. Great battle between these two. Walker turns it over. Walker chases him down and gets the ball off his leg. Heck of an effort by Kemba Walker. These two players, it was a battle all night. Wall responds. Later in the second half, Kentucky by 1 hits the 3. 11-0 run for Kentucky. They go back up by 4. Under 7. Kentucky still up by 4. Wall with the sticky fingers. He had 6 steals on the night and the jam. Wildcats lead by 7. Under 4 minutes to go. Kentucky by 1. Wall driving on Walker. How's that for a degree of difficulty? 9.8. Kentucky goes back up 3. Walker responds. Just over a minute to go. Take that. The little Jake. Connecticut back by 1. The ensuing Kentucky position. Wall drives down the lane. The twister and the foul. Terrific kid. He might go number 1 in the draft next year. They're already talking about that. Kentucky's up 2 now. Ensuing Connecticut possession. Under 30 seconds to go. Walker misses the runner. Stanley Robinson tries to tip it in. Kentucky gets the rebound. They have to foul. Kentucky would hit 1 of 2 from the line to make it a 3-point game. Connecticut with one last chance. Gavin Edwards got the wide open 3. No. Walker gets the rebound. He's going to try one. No, Kentucky hangs on to win 64-61. Wall had 25 points, and they talked about it for quite a bit after this one. Our Villanova at St. Joe, and St. Joe's Phil Martelli had this to say about Villanova.
When you're at the top of the hill, like they are, they smell fear, and they attack it.
Here we go. They did attack it. First half, Villanova Scotty Reynolds layup drill, Nova up 1. Second half, Reynolds coming through, hot food coming through. Reynolds had 22 points. Later in the second, St. Joe's down 8. Justin Crossguile down the lane, gets the bucket and the harm. St. Joe got it within 5. Under 2 minutes to play now. Nova up 4. Taylor King, if it's free, I'll take 3. Villanova wins. King had 20. Nova's won 12 of their last 14 against St.
SEC Big East Invitational. Q's playing there outside the state of New York for the first time this season. And, well, let's have a legal flashback. 1987 NCAA National Semifinals. Coach Boeheim, Billy Donovan playing for Providence. To Steve Wright right there. Steve Wright, not the comedian, the basketball player, but Ronnie Cycli, the dunk, and Syracuse advanced to the championship game, then lost to Indiana in the title game. Billy Donovan, now coaching in his 500th career game. Rick Jackson with the left hand early. Later, one man gathers, what another man spills. Jackson tipping it in. Time winding down in the half. Brandon Trish alley-oop to Jackson. 16 points, 7 rebounds in the first half. Finished with a career-high 19 points. Florida stayed in this game by shooting the 3 and shooting it well. Second half, they're down 6. Kenny Boynton made 5 threes. That's one of them. Gators down 3. Irving Walker. Threes, please. Florida, 12 of 30 from distance. Chandler Parsons. Florida's got a 2-point lead, part of a 15-3 run. Ensuing possession for Syracuse. Andy Rotten says, I can shoot the 3 too, dude. He had 18. Syracuse went on a 16-4 run. Wesley Johnson had 13 second-half points. There's 3 of them. Syracuse up 4. Great name, Scoop Jardine. Alley-oop to Johnson. Orange up 8, and then Rotten's Insurance. 85-73. Florida, North Carolina, Cal. Impressive, coach. Ball getting all the headlines, but don't sleep on the Bearcat basketball team. Yo, Mick Cronin. Bearcats taking on Miami of Ohio. Lance Stevenson. He's a fun one to watch. We're going to show you him again. Pull-up jumper here. Final 2 minutes of the first half. Nick Winbush going to knock down the 3. Cincinnati up 1 at the half. Remember Miami, at Kentucky, lost by just 2 points earlier this season? So they can play, but Stevenson's a player. In the lane there. Jumper top of the key at a season-high 17. And then Kashmir Wright, the knee injury a season ago. That's Jack Dunculus. He had 12. Cincinnati wins 63-50.
Again these days, the young superstar John Wall and the Cats run the rock in Bloomington. And guess who likes the youngster? None other than LeBron. This is what he had to say about him. He's great. He'll be the #1 pick in the draft.
That's an endorsement.
That is an endorsement. He knows about #1 picks in the draft. He had some work to do against Indiana. And, oh, I see why he's going to be the #1 pick in the draft right there. Kentucky up 9. Second half, Kentucky down 1. Darius Miller to Wall. Wall will finish with 11 points on the day, 8 below his average. But my man can do other things besides score. Check out the vision. Draws 2 defenders. Eric Bledsoe, another freshman outside. That's his spot. Wall 8 assists, 7 boards. Kentucky up 4. Then Kentucky used an 18-0 run to break it open. Bledsoe out the wall. Watch the defenders converge again. Finds Bledsoe again for another trifecta. Bledsoe would finish with 23 points on the day. Calipari's happy. Cats 10-0 for the first time in 17.
Big Ten, number 5 Purdue facing Alabama now. The Alabama cheerleaders and fans, this is their reaction in Tuscaloosa as they watch Mark Ingram win the Heisman in New York. Now they had some basketball. First half, Bama up by 7. E'Twaun Moore, the pass stolen by Tony Mitchell. Up ahead to Charvez Davis, who gives the lob to Mikal Torrance. Torrance with 18 points, Bama up by 9. Purdue ensuing possession. Moore has the ball knocked away from behind. Torrance gets it to Justin Knox. And Justin Knox is locked in. Long 2, caps a 15-0 run for Alabama. They go up by 11. What's going on for Purdue? Second half, Robbie Hummel.
Humming.
3 of his 23 were tied at 64. Bama and their offense fell apart. 3 baskets in the final 14 minutes. Chris Kramer with the steal. He had 14 points, and Purdue outscoring the Tide 45-28 in the second half. They win this one 73-65. They remain on.
Thad Matta, of course, a former Butler player and head coach. Buckeyes down 10 here in the first half. Dallas Lauderdale punching it. 2 hands just to be sure. Ohio State down by 8, though. Second half, Butler's defense got them going. Ronald Nored, the steal, ahead to Willie Beasley, to Gordon Hayward, and Hayward lays it in. He had a season-high 24 points. Great pass by Beasley over the shoulder. Butler up by 2 later in the half. Butler on a 15-0 run. Matt Howard to Beasley, and that is his spot. Butler, they go on to win it 74-66.
Another top 20 matchup, John Wooden Classic with the legendary coach on hand. This game featuring number 13 Georgetown against number 16 Washington. First time ever these two schools are meeting. Julian Vaughn going down the court, and where is the defense from the Huskies? Georgetown up by 11 in the second half. Seconds later, it's Jason Clark with the steal. No one's going to catch him.
Ooh, nice.
One more look, Isaiah Thomas. This is going to leave a mark. He comes in and he lands on the camera guy. Georgetown rolling along.
Isaiah. Oh, no, that's not the same.
Yeah, not the same. Minutes later, Georgetown up 11. Sophomore Greg Monroe cutting free. He had 15 and 8. This was part of a 22-2 run over the first 6 minutes of the second half. Vaughn there again. Career-high 18 points. And Georgetown, their first game in California in close to 8 years. They're now 8-0. They win this one by 8.
Hey, the growing pains for UCLA continue against Mississippi State. Check this out, 2-5 entering the game, the worst start since the 02-03 season. But look at what they've lost over the last 2 years. Drew Holiday, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Love all leaving school early for the NBA. Love and Westbrook combined for over 30 points a game in their last collegiate season. 9 minutes into the game, UCLA down by 9. Reeves Nelson, the steal. Blocked from behind by Romero Osby.
It's a LeBron block.
That is nice. Pinned it against the backboard. Later, Bruins down by 9. Javaris Bernardo blocked. Bulldogs on the other end. Rayvon Johnson knocking down the 3. Mississippi State up by 21 at the break. More of the block party. Bernardo, he had 7 in the game. Leads to another Johnson 3 on the other end. First time since the 45-46 season, UCLA has just 2 wins through its first 8 games, falling Saturday by 8.
Be looking for their first 8-0 start since the 90-91 season. That was Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, Moses Scurry, Greg Anthony. Well, this Kansas State team has Jacob Poulin.
Which Ackles.
Cats up by 8 at the break. Second half now, and 2 defenders turn their back to Poulin. Moses Scurry's not coming out there and helping these guys out. Neither is Larry Johnson, and Poulin's wide open. How about Jacob Poulin, a game-high 28 points, 7 threes. Kansas State handing the Running Rebels their first loss of the season, 95-80.
It's the Tark. Listen, Gonzaga playing without leading scorer Matt Bolden. Still recovering from a head-to-head collision suffered Wednesday. So other guys had to step up right, and certainly they did. Elias Harris. We asked the Elias Sports Bureau, and yeah, that's a career high for him, 27 points. A good ball movement for him. Robert Sacre down low for the dunk. Also a career high for him, 23 points. And Dimitri Goodson had 22 points. And Kevin, guess what that is for him?
Career high?
Yeah, you've been following it. Dog shot 64% from the field in a 103-91 win.
Number 18, Texas A&M at New Mexico. Steve Alford's squad, undefeated. That's the Lobos. Second half, what goes up must come down. Darius Gary to Will Brown. Lobos up by 15. Later in the half, Aggies calling back. 3 minutes left. Brian Davis missing the free throw, but Chris Middleton coming up with the board. Donald Sloan with the 3. It's now a 4-point game. Minute and a half left. Aggies down 5. Sloan, clutch drive. It's now a 3-point game. They were down by 18. Final seconds, B.J. Holmes from behind the arc, and it's not going to be good. Lobos win 84-81, their first 10-0 start in 14 years.
Might not be number 3 Villanova. Jay Wright's team, they've won 21 of their last 22 Big 5 series games, heading into their game against Temple. But the Al sophomore, Juan Fernandez, if you never heard of him, well, you better recognize. Fernandez had 17 points in the first half, and in the second half, yeah, more of the same. Fernandez showing the range. And then off the pick, Fernandez going to knock down another 3. Temple had a 4-point lead in this game. Now, one of the fans in attendance, Steph Curry, and he tweeted this: at the Temple versus Nova game, watching this kid Fernandez get buckets. Upset brewing. And he was on to something. Villanova trying to avoid the upset here. There's Scotty Reynolds. There's Scotty Reynolds going coast to coast. Reynolds scored 23 for the Wildcats. Nova within 4. Temple up 2 and a 4 to go. It's Fernandez. Shakes his man. Hits another 3 at a career high 33. Shot 7 of 9 from long range. The fans were chanting, "We want Kansas."
That's a bold move. Cincinnati hoops. Nothing to do with Brian Kelly here. Taking on Xavier. It's the crosstown shootout. Dante Jackson gets his own rebound. Gets tossed to the floor by Kashmir Wright. And as you see, we have the barking and the woofing. Then later in the first half, Lance Stevenson fouled hard in transition. Intentional foul called on Jason Love. And this time it gets even more. Well, you're in Cincinnati. Chili's are going to start running hot. Coaches got to get out there. Officials finally separate the two sides. And in the second half, we just play some basketball. 5 to go. Tied at 61. Terrell Holloway, baseline jumper, no. Jackson's rebound in, doesn't matter. Wave it off. Clock had reached 0-0-0, so we're going to overtime in the extra session. Cincinnati up 2. Stevenson. Oh, look at the crossover. Fran Fraschilla, thoughts?
An ankle breaker. An ankle breaker. Take that guy to the hospital.
He's out of the hospital. Please report he's fine. Stevenson, 22 points for the Bearcats. Xavier down 3. Holloway. And the foul. That's 3 the hard way after he made the freebie. Less than 10 to go, 74 apiece. Stevenson, the fall away. No, front iron. Let's play more. We're going double overtime. Fans getting their money worth. Less than a minute to go. Tied at 79. Holloway finds Love for the lay-in. There you go, ELE. Everybody love everybody. 81-79. 3-point game. Deontay Vaughn tries to go for the 2, maybe get it back. The foul, no, it goes begging. Double overtime. EXO winner, 83-79. Nice.
OSU Stanford, second half. Oklahoma State up 61-54. James Anderson. You can't miss them. They're in the orange. They glow. 28 points for Anderson. What do you think of those unis? They are bright. Landry Fields finding Andrew Zimmerman. 14 points for Zimmerman. Stanford cutting the Cowboys' lead to 3. Seconds later, same score. Zimmerman will take the charge from Anderson. The possession goes to Stanford, so we got 6 seconds left. Stanford down 1, and it's their ball. Zimmerman. All right. Good effort, but the finish is, over the hoop. Game over. Oklahoma State hangs on, squeaks through, 71-70. A nail biter.